We made it back to our shop.
Everything is here and accounted for, and we are excited to get back to work.
We're Riley and Courtney Casey. Frustrated by the 9-to-5, we set out to make a living making things. Through your incredible support, we've been able to bring you along for the ride, and we can't wait to share our next chapter with you. Say hello to 20 acres of raw, off-grid land in northern Idaho.
Courtney and I are back at the property in California where the shipping container house used to be. We still have some stuff here that we're sorting through, and our goal today is to get the rest of the tools that we're going to need to finish up our shop and our apartment build. So our original plan was to take this as a box off like a delivery truck that we've had here used for storage for a couple of years. And our plan is to try to put that box on that car trailer. But on our way down to California, I found this enclosed trailer for sale. It's in excellent shape. It's only a year or two old. A friend of ours was selling it, and it seemed like a great fit for us. We are super excited about owning this enclosed trailer. It's gonna be great for moving the rest of our stuff up to Idaho. Our plan as we pack up all our tools and stuff is to try to put them in this enclosed trailer in an organized way so that we don't have to unload it once we get to Idaho. We can just go in there, grab what we need, and everything will stay inside, out of the dirt, out of the rain, and in the future, out of the snow. Last time we were here, we were in a mad scramble, loading up the army truck and getting out of here. I left this kind of a mess. I'm gonna try to get this cleaned up and organized a little bit before Courtney gets down here. This is pretty embarrassing. What are you up to, Courtney?
Cleaning. We have unlimited water here. We have no water in Idaho, so cleaning everything I can possibly clean now seemed like a good idea. Just like everything in life, this is my shelf. And this is Riley's shelf. Because believe it or not, I actually own significantly more of this kind of tools than Riley does because of all my painting, drywall, cleaning, tiling stuff.
It's time to move the towel saw. The towel saw is heavy, and I never like moving the towel saw. We have used this thing a ton. I think Courtney and I have done like 7 or 8 bathroom remodels and 4 kitchen remodels, so this thing has paid for itself.
She has earned her keep. Take good care of her. I'm the drywaller in the family, and I like doing it. Riley absolutely hates doing it.
So in other projects, we usually fall into the organizational category of Riley makes a big pile of stuff and then sort of just remembers where in the pile he put something, which means that Courtney has no idea where anything is, and every time she needs something, I have to go find it.
I'm also incredibly organized, so it drives me crazy!
What's in that one?
I already forgot. My tile stuff. Calling it tile stuff.
So if that's Courtney's, then that must mean mine is next, and it's the plumbing one. Well, I pretty much threw out my back yesterday.
I'll let you guys get one guess as to how he threw his back out.
Yeah, it was moving the towel saw. It's kind of like a once a year event for me where I do something I shouldn't do and hurt my back, and I have to just sort of...
I told him to let me help him, and he was like, oh no, I can do it, and then threw his back out.
Now I can't bend over, I can't sit down, I just kind of have to stand here, and the rest of this packing is going to be up to Courtney.
Good thing I've been training for this. Probably the worst idea ever, but I'm going to stand in here while Riley pulls the trailer forward. We have been working out of a 2-car garage for 3 years now.
Just about.
And prior to that, we actually did rent a shop in town. It's an oversized 2-car garage, but when you have a 4-foot by 8-foot plasma table, it gets really small really quickly. So most of our projects were actually built in our driveway.
I am really looking forward to having more space, and as Courtney and I start moving tools out, we're taking this opportunity to go through things to make sure that what we move is the only things we actually want to end up with.
We made it back to Idaho, and the drive's about to get a lot slower.
This trailer is very low to the ground, and we're a little bit worried about what's going to happen on our road.
It needs bigger tires.
It needs a lift kit.
If we lift it, then it's harder to get in and out of. We really like how low it is to the ground as a work trailer, so I don't know. Hopefully this isn't a giant
It needs
mistake.
airbag suspension so we can go up and down.
Yes. We are approximately 10 feet down the road, and we already hit the first giant pothole.
We have a lot of stuff in that trailer that's not like super securely packed, and we hope it's not a giant mess when we get there.
I think it's all going to be on the floor. Is it still attached?
I'm kind of afraid to look.
We also have a tire with a leak that's getting worse, and so I put air in it at the gas station, and we're trying to kind of beat the clock, but it's getting low again. Oh. There's plants attached. Ooh, I think it's gonna drag right here. I don't know how it didn't drag right there. We made it back to our shop.
Everything is here and accounted for, and we are excited to get back to work.
I kind of forget how amazing this place is. We leave for a little bit, and then, I don't know, you wonder, like, am I actually gonna wanna go back to my dusty hill off-grid? But I am so in love with this property, and it feels so good to be back. But that I don't miss.
Bugs.
I haven't been chased by a bug in a week. Gotta get used to it again. Now that we have the trailer here, we need to get a spot for it where we can get it set up to work out of. So Riley's gonna spread some base with the excavator and get it out of the dust.
If the jack handle is in the normal position, it actually hits our bumper. We have to leave it in the folded position. Luckily, we can still use it like that.
Now that we have the trailer here and parked where it's gonna stay for a while, we need to find out, we need to open the door and find out what happened.
I think there was some serious disorganization that happened on the trip up.
We strapped stuff down, but definitely not as well as we would have if it was an open trailer. All right, what's in our road? Not that bad.
I expected everything on the shelves to be just in a big pile in the middle.
That.
So it actually kind of worked.
I look out across the water, I smell the song, I feel the breeze, but in my heart
There is a yellow jacket in here that is seriously cramping our style. Every time one of us bends over to get something, it's like crawling on our arms or on our neck.
We need one of those electric swatters.
Yeah. Do those work on yellow jackets? This is the task that totally tweaked my back.
It's his nemesis, but I'm gonna help this time.
each and every time, but I've still got Tennessee on my mind.
I wrote this quote on this whiteboard when we were just thinking about building the camper, and it seems more fitting than ever.
There are people less qualified than you doing the things you want to do simply because they believe in themselves.
I don't think we're qualified to be doing any of this.
But we can learn, and we're enjoying the process.
No matter where I go, no matter what I see, I still hear the calling of Tennessee.
This tire here is the one that keeps losing air for some reason. Towards the end of our drive, we had to fill it up pretty often. I'm gonna swap it out so we don't have it going flat on us while it's parked here on the job site. While I'm at it, I'm also gonna get this trailer a little more level by stacking some blocks under the tires on this side. And sometimes this stuff is just makes things hard. So this is the spare that was just rolling around in the back of the trailer when we bought it. And it is the same brand, same size, and looks identical to the tires that are on it. But this wheel is the wrong bolt pattern. So this pattern is 5-on-5, and this one is 5-on-4.5. Crazy. It makes you wonder if like the manufacturer of this trailer knew they like ordered a bunch of the wrong size and so they just stuck them in as spares on all these trailers or what. I don't know how the spare tire that comes with the trailer from the manufacturer is the wrong bolt pattern.
Oh!
But there we are.
We to know where these rivers flow, or why the wind chooses when and where to blow.
Clap it.
Is gonna ride each and every time, and I've still got Tennessee on my mind.
We have the most organized workspace we have had in a really long time.
It's just gonna be so nice that all of our tools have a home where they belong.
Inside, out of the dirt, easy to get to, everything's labeled. We've been working off the ground and the dirt for 2 months now, and I am so excited about this trailer. It felt like a lot of money to spend, but I know that we're gonna get our return on investment on it.
We're also able to haul a couple of folding tables and a workbench up here, so now we don't have to work crunched over on the ground. I think it's gonna make things a lot more fun and a lot more efficient.
We're tired, we're going to bed, but tomorrow we are back at it full force to get this shop dried in.
And I've still got Tennessee on. Yeah, I've still got Tennessee
It's our first night in our shop. We're parked in the shop because it's hot and we want to be in the shade, and we have gravel down, so now we're not in the dirt. We went to pick up our mail from our postal box, and there's some packages we weren't expecting.
This is pretty exciting. What do you think it is?
Maybe it's a puppy.
I actually know what's in this one.
How do you know it's in here?
Because I know it is.
It's a ratchet strap! I don't know what this is. You're gonna have to tell me.
Look, there's instructions. Look at the instructions.
Okay, I figured it out. Chris, one of our followers, had reached out to us about a better fuel solution because we have a lot of equipment that needs fuel, and especially this winter, we don't want to be hauling single jugs. So,
Chris is getting us set up with 55-gallon drums for diesel plus a pump for the drums, but the last thing we needed to figure out was how do we load and unload those drums. This is a sling system for the drums. Basically, the strap goes around the drum, and then we can use the excavator to pick up the drums with this sling.
this is gonna be awesome.
So thank you so much, Chris, for getting us set up. It's exciting to see the parts starting to come together.
I'm excited to not have to go to town every 2 days with a bunch of little cans. There's another package here that we weren't expecting. We'll let Riley open it.
Oh, well, if I'm opening it, I'm gonna need a more appropriate knife.
I think these are from John.
Thank you, John. These are gonna be awesome for getting our new trailer more decked out.
These are awesome. Look, he took our logo that I did, and then oh, those are super cool.
I think now our excavator gets branding, our four-wheeler gets branding, our water totes.
Boone gets branding. Thank you,
You're gonna
John.
brand Boone?
That was a joke.